And welcome to the council meeting for January the 15th. And if you stand, please, we're going to have the prayer and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Will you bow with me? Father, we come to you tonight thanking you for the blessings that we have as a community. We thank you for our firemen and the years that they've served this community well. And we just want to thank you for them and their lives. And as they move forward, we just want to congratulate the new ones that are coming in and taking places and serving this community. We just ask that you bless their lives. We ask that you bless this meeting, Father, and the council as they make decisions that causes and allows us to live in a great community. We just ask your blessing upon it tonight. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Lucy? No, because I'm doing something else, and then the crowd will probably leave. You know, usually when we get this many people, we've done something terribly wrong. But tonight's just a great night, great night. Some great friends of mine are here. Cool. So, Chief Harlow, I'm going to turn it over to you, my friend.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Council, Mr. Mayor, families and guests. I know there's quite a few here, and some had to stand outside because we're kind of cramped. But the Guthrie Fire Department's a tradition-rich department. Was founded in 1889, prior to statehood. Since then, it's grown and prospered to be a highly respected and well-trained organization. Our members serve the citizens of Guthrie and the Logan County area 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Meeting adjourned.
Oh, wait, that's fire tone. So. Yeah.
We could push them back, see if they get called back.
See,
They're gone.
if they get called, we're going to push
It's
this
just
back.
car
Y'all
fire.
get a deep seat and a faraway look, because we'll be here a while. They all right, Chief?
Sorry about that. Yeah, it's car fire. We're okay. When we take this job, we know we're going to be away from our families during our shift, and a lot of times that's during holidays, birthdays, other special events that the family may have. And for this, I just have to say thanks to each and every one of you and your families, because we're borrowing your family member during these times in order to serve their fellow citizens, and we can't do it without your support. Tonight, we're here to recognize the accomplishments of 6 of our employees who have earned the right to promote up our ranks, and also to honor 2 individuals that have put in over 25 years each to this city and the department. The employees promoting had to endure a rigorous written and oral testing process on the road to achieving these accomplishments. They represent the pride and honor that our department has worked so diligently to achieve. I have confidence in the abilities of each and every one of them and look forward to working with them in their new positions. At this time, I want to honor our 2 upcoming retirees, Battalion Chief Charles Stowe and Rodney Davison, if they'd come forward, please. Mr. Mayor, if you would, come down and help me, please.
I don't hardly know these 2 guys.
Rodney Davison joined the Guthrie Fire Department in 1987 and has worked his way up to his current status as a battalion chief. Throughout his career, Rodney served in a vast variety of capacities, including serving as interim fire chief for several years, and he was also our EMS and training coordinator for several years. For those of you who don't know, Rodney's also served our country in the Army National Guard and is currently serving in the U.S. Army Reserves. For that alone, we thank you. Charles Stowe started with the department also in 1987, rising to his current rank of battalion chief. And throughout his career, Charles has also served as our EMS coordinator and training officer recently. It's sad, guys. We're going to lose over 50 years of experience with the loss just of these 2 individuals. In a profession such as ours, the experience is golden, and we place a very high value on it. It will be virtually impossible to fill these two men's shoes once they're gone, and we'll miss them greatly. On behalf of the department, the city, and the citizens of our community, we've got two small tokens to present you folks to thank you for your service. So I'll ask the mayor if you would help me present these two gifts.
You guys can blow these. You're better men than I am.
Hey, Chief,
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to say something about Charles.
Sure.
And Charles, you probably remember this. You came out to my house, and our son from Desert Storm, from Iraq, was, well, as the commander over here knows, some of our vets came back in pretty poor shape. And our son came back. It was just, it was devastating, but he saved our son's life. He almost committed suicide. And he helped me get him to the point where where we could get him into the car, and we took him to the VA, and the VA saved him from there. But had not been this gentleman right here, I believe our son, Doug Klopp, would have died that day, and he was a very decorated Iraq veteran. And there's so many young people out there like that. But there's not many people like Charles here that would come to your house and save your son's life. So we love you very much. We've known you a long, long time, and thank you so much for always being there for the public and our family.
Thank you.
I was holding you to the
Hey.
fire, wasn't I?
Hey.
And I wasn't lying, it's going to be impossible to replace those two. That's a lot of years of experience leaving at the end of this month. And now what the big crowd is here for, we've got a few promotions to present to 6 of our individuals. So at this time, I'd ask that those 6 and their designated family members, they please come forward. However you want to stand.
They said Dale's wife couldn't make it, and I said, what do you want me to do, put a wig on? They said, no, just put a badge on.
Each person has designated a specific family member to pin their new badge for their new rank on their uniform shirt tonight. So, Captain Rob Buchhofster joined the fire department in August of 1990, and tonight we congratulate him on his promotion to battalion chief. Rob will serve as a shift commander for Green Shift coming up at the 1st of February. Captain Erin Jones joined the department in February of 1993. Tonight we congratulate her on her promotion to battalion chief, and Erin will serve as a shift commander for Blue Shift.
I was thinking about that. No one would blame you.
And I know their helmets look different, their fronts haven't came in yet. I figured they might get here by now, but they haven't.
We talked about it.
I keep looking for the mayor with a wig down there. Lieutenant Dale Haggard joined our department in November of 2001. Tonight we congratulate him on being promoted to captain, and Dale will be joining Battalion Chief Jones on the Blue Shift in February. Lieutenant Jamie Maker joined the fire department in January of 2002. Tonight, we congratulate him on his promotion to captain. Jamie will stay where he's at on the red shift with our department. And I just got to say something real quick. These last two are real special to me because when I moved down to this area and started on the fire department at Oak Cliff, these two were two of the first guys I became friends with and learned a lot from. Funny story, me and Jamie actually shared bunker gear for about the first 3 or 4 months I was on the department because they had to go find the animal big enough to make some to fit me. So. Firefighter Mike Nivens joined the department in January of 2003, and tonight we congratulate him on his promotion to lieutenant. And last but not least, firefighter Ryan Reeves joined our department in May of 2007, and tonight we congratulate him on his promotion to lieutenant.
Oh. Sweet.
Wear it backwards, I'll take it away from you. I appreciate the time that you guys have let us have tonight because this is a very special occasion for each of these folks and their families. So, Council, Mr. Mayor, greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
If I could say something real quick,
All
congratulations.
the air out of the room.
Follow that, Lucy.
If I could say something real quick, there's hundreds of years of fire service in this building today, hundreds of years of fire service. And a lot of these young men were in the Merle building. Took 3 shifts without pay. They went down there because they were needed.
Wow.
On 9/11, on 9/11, we watched 400 plus of our brothers and sisters die in the Twin Towers. Every one of those guys and ladies thought they could put that fire out. It's a great night. Lucy, you got the floor, girl. Let me get control here.
Good evening.
Hi. He got me all kind of wound up a little bit there.
Sorry.
City Council and Mr. Bircher. As per the contract agreement between the Guthrie Chamber of Commerce and the City of Guthrie, I'm enclosing financial records and a summary for the 4th quarter of 2012. The 4th quarter was chock full of excitement for us at the Guthrie Convention and Visitors Bureau. The holiday season was rewarding and exhausting for everyone. In October, we were able to promote several of Guthrie's fall events, including the Oklahoma International Bluegrass Festival and the Guthrie Escape Art, Wine, and Music Festival. A noted travel author, Jennifer Ramsey, came to town to do research on Guthrie for her next book. The CVB was happy to be able to co-op with several businesses in order to allow for the most thorough coverage of our beautiful town. The Oklahoma Department of Recreation and Tourism featured Guthrie prominently on their website and have continued to do so for the rest of the year, as a matter of fact. Travelok.com, and sent information to 34 states from Alaska to New Jersey. November brought us full bore into the holiday season. We increased our advertising in several markets, including television advertising in the Tulsa and Oklahoma City markets through our partnership with Frontier Country. We were able to obtain several local television and newspaper spots through our marketing company. Preparations for the territorial Christmas celebration ramped up to a frenzied pace. In the middle of all this activity, Mary had the opportunity to accompany several others with Frontier Country on a rewarding media blitz across southern Oklahoma and into northern Texas. She had the chance to entice many to come and check out our Christmas celebration. ODRT sent out information to 33 states and Puerto Rico, from California to New York. December was thrilling. Our advertising efforts produced fruit during the territorial Christmas celebration, with fantastic crowds during the opening night ceremony and both Victorian walk nights, and the great weather didn't hurt either. We had groups, both small and large, bus tours, families, couples, young and old. They all came to enjoy the festivities. We continued the advertising in several outlets, including the Daily Oklahoman and Gazette, as well as many television features on the main Oklahoma City channels. Even as all of this was going on, we were making plans for 2013. We met with our marketing company and prepared a strategy for the coming year, which should bring even more attention and visitors to Guthrie in the coming year. The fourth quarter was incredibly busy and rewarding. We look forward to having the chance to share our wonderful town with more and more folks in 2013. Sincerely, Mary. Mary wrote that.
Lucy, you guys are doing a great job for us. Thank you very much.
Mr. Mayor. I appreciate that.
And it won't be long, and you can call me Mr. Bircher. All right, I'm going to call the Guthrie Public Works to order. We have A through D on the consent agenda, and I give it to the council, the consent agenda. The trustees, I'm sorry, it's not the council.
Mr. Mayor, at this time, I'd make a motion to approve items A, B, C, and D.
Second.
There's no objection.
Have a motion and a second. Cast your votes, please.
Chairman, all the votes are in.
Yes, ma'am, show us how we felt. Motion passes unanimously, thank you. We are adjourned from Guthrie Public Works, and I call to order the Guthrie City Council. Consent agenda, Vice Mayor, please, sir.
This time, Mr. Mayor, I'd make a motion to approve items A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and H. I like to, well, I'll make the motion, then I'll make a comment.
Second.
I would like to take just 10 seconds to recognize Cindy with the library on our fines for exercise program. There she is. She's hiding over in the corner. It's a great program, and take advantage of it. I hope it's an opportunity to promote wellness, and she's done a marvelous job over at the library. We tell her all the time, but it's well deserved. So thank you. I ran out of stuff.
And
to
she
say.
also got $1 million smile, doesn't she? Cool. All right, so we have a motion and a second. Cast your votes, please.
Mayor, all the votes are in.
Yes, ma'am, show us how we felt, please. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, council. Item 3.
This is to consider approval of resolution number 2013-01 for bridge inspections on 14 bridges that fall within the responsibility of the city of Guthrie. As required by ODOT, the city went through a selection of pre-qualified engineers, and based upon that list and interview questions and a rating system, we have selected Cobb's Engineering Company as rating the highest. Staff does recommend approval for resolution 2013-01.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
And a second? Cast your votes, please.
Mayor, all the votes are in.
Yes, ma'am, show us how we feel. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, council. Item 4.
Item 4 is to open a public hearing and consider approval of a request by Outback Resources for a special use permit to place a recycling center in a C2 general commercial zone located at 1923 South Division. This is an opportunity that the city can take in an effort to increase effective recycling within our community. The location is on South Division. As we sent out letters to adjacent properties and neighboring properties, we saw no conflict with that. Council, this is our way in an effort to move the recycling container located at the fire department to this area. Staff recommends the approval of the special use permit.
So moved.
Have a motion
Second.
and a second. Cast your votes, please.
Can I make one comment? I know that the city manager pointed it out, but once this goes into place and it's operational, the recycling bins at the fire department will cease to be there, and then this will take that place. So just
I'd like to make a comment as well. I just want to say I've heard people call me about both things. One is that they wanted to keep the recycling so they can drop off, but two, what's at the fire station was not working because people
Right.
are throwing all sorts of stuff that's not recyclable in there. And so it creates a mess, creates a glut. We have to pay for it because it's so contaminated. It's not really, it's hard to recycle. So this is going to be a great solution, having people sort it and move it from that location.
Right.
So I'm glad we're doing it.
And it'll be a benefit to the city because we won't be paying that
Yes,
additional
we're gonna
fees.
save
No, We'll
money.
be saving
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Before we go
It's
too
great.
fast here, I'd like to just say, I think there's a public hearing. We should ask if anybody wants to make some comments.
Right.
I think you're right.
Maybe
Yeah.
a moot point, but
No, it's great.
They should have the opportunity to do that, and I appreciate you saying that, brother. So would anybody like to
Thank you,
comment
Zeke.
on this?
I know it's a moot point, but I thought we'd ask.
How'd that work for you?
I figure Randall feels
Recycle
better.
that answer, brother.
Keeping
I was
Randall
getting
in
ready to
trouble.
nudge him a little.
All right. I have a motion and a second. Cast your votes, please.
Mayor, all the votes are in.
Yes, ma'am. Show us how we feel.
We're just making our own comment.
There you go. Everybody voted yes. Way to go, Z. And item 5 is our city manager, our Miss City Manager,
Miss City, thank
Madam
you.
City Manager.
Thank you, Sir Mayor. Last month, we had the opportunity to celebrate our employees at a Christmas party, and I want to thank Councilmember Patty Hazelwood, Mary Coffin, and our mayor for attending our celebration. There were 4 individuals that were nominated by their peers to be awarded at that event, and I wanted to share that with you. We have an award for integrity, and that went to Tenny Maker out of Streets. We have an award for exceptional customer service, and that went to Miss Candy Ford over at the library. And we have an award for innovation that is in the internal services of our organization, Donna Caldwell, here mostly at City Hall, but you see her at many other locations. The City Manager Award, which I'm calling the C Squared Award, which stands for Character and Competence, went to Verdell, otherwise known as Blue Smith. So if you see those individuals, be sure to congratulate them on their nomination and awards. Over the past couple weeks, I've met with all of our department heads, and we have We've fine-tooth combed the budget. We go line item by line item. I will continue to do that every quarter. That's where I bring them in and any staff members, and we literally go line by line, and it gets down into detail of how many widgets does it take to do whatever it is that they do. So we do that every quarter. So if you ever want to see some of those items, I'd be happy to bring those to you if you so request. I want to thank the community for continuing to support and do innovative things just in this meeting, such as the Exercise for Fines, I think is a wonderful program, and also the innovation for the city to want successful, not contaminated recycling, I think are great efforts. So thank you for continuing support, and what a great community. That's all I have today.
Thank you very much. And for our absentee person down there, you finally got your family well. You finally got you well. This is the time of year for people to be sick, and it's tough on us to walk away from our babies when they're sick, and so you did the right thing. That's numero uno, is our families.
Right.
So.
I don't have anything.
Mayor?
See, make a note of that.
Second. Second.
You want to talk for her?
Oh,
I was going to second it for her.
Thank
My
you.
dog died, I'm sad.
Yeah. She lost her pup. How old was he?
My pup.
How old was your dog?
Well, when I got him, he's probably 7. He was a stray. He's probably 12.
12 years old.
Had a good life.
Still, it's hard to lose a friend.
Another
So I'm
family member.
not going to belinger that. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Councilman Hazelwood.
You guys know that Guthrie High School is trying to get money for their Orlando, Florida trip in May. But they had what they call the all-regional honor bands, and it was held at Stillwater High School. And it is quite an honor to be selected. You have to go and try out. Well, I want you to know this all-regional concert was held at Stillwater High School on the 11th and 12th of this month. The region is made up of the best for all the bands around. And in Guthrie, there was a total of 8 kids that went to represent Guthrie at that. There were 4 from Guthrie High School and 4 from the junior high. Now that says a lot. That means Rob Blackburn and Billy Richardson was working. And they work overtime with those kids. They love music so much. But the concert was so outstanding, it sounded like a New York concert. I'm not kidding you. It was absolutely, the room where the band got to play was superb. And someday in Guthrie, for our high school, we're going to have a room like that. If it hairlips a governor, we're going to do it. Anyway, the concert was outstanding, but the famous conductor that was there was Mr. David Vanderwalker. Now this man, his leadership is acclaimed nationally across the United States. He was a member of the 5 Bands of America, the Regional AA Champs, the Grand National. He was also the one that did the conducting of the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Dublin, Ireland, and he also did the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade. This man is the best of the best. And these kids from junior high, the kids' names were Kit Watson, Jarrett Clanton, Adam Baker, and Jessica Longley. Those kids were wonderful in the 7th grade junior high band. And the high school band was Jamie Heron, Charles Talmadge, and John McWhirter, and my granddaughter, who I'm very proud of, Jordan Dick. These kids played in the senior band from all these bands from around the state. And I want to tell you, you missed out on a concert that would have made you cry. The music was so touching and so well done, I thought I was in New York City. I'm not kidding you. And to have a band director that spent that much time with these kids, I'm so grateful to Mr. Rob Blackburn and Billy Richardson for what they do with our school kids at this Guthrie High School band. Our high school band is the best of the best, let me tell you. And don't ever miss a concert for these kids. You talk about our football and our baseball and our basketball being great. These high school and these junior high are the best of the best. And we got it right here in Guthrie High School and junior high. So thank you to all the leaders and the people and the parents that took their kids at 6 o'clock in the morning and picked them up at midnight. Parents, you put out and look what you have accomplished. You should be very proud of these young people. Thank you.
Vice Mayor.
Well, how do I follow that? That's what I was just saying. Well, I can't do it with a shameless plug for St. Mary's.
Let's see what you got.
Yeah.
And then let's let Z evaluate what you got.
No, I did, just teasing. I really don't have anything. I just take 5 seconds to to, as we've come out of the Christmas season and buying season, I just encourage our citizens to continue to participate in shopping our downtown district, utilizing what we have here in town. I think it's important to continue to support our local businesses, and that's always a mission that we want to continue that support and encourage the community to do so as well. So other than that, thank you.
Z,
I second what Sherry had to say.
you second the motion?
Your dog died?
My dog
Don't
didn't die,
second
but I don't have anything either.
Mary, you got something? Put it on us.
I have some great information for everybody because it's tax preparation time. And so,
That's great.
I've got some good news for you.
Can we bow our heads for a moment?
Got some good news for you, okay? The Central Oklahoma Community Action Center is actually helping people prepare their taxes for free on a Wednesday between 8:30 and 3:30. You can call, make an appointment. You have to have an adjusted gross income of $51,000. So we make $1 a year. We should qualify for that. So anyway, that's one thing that everybody always calls us every year about wanting to know how they can get their taxes prepared. So send them over to the COCAA Family Support Office, which is right across the street from the sheriff's office. Now, I've got another event I want to tell you about that you can actually tax deduct this next thing I want to tell you about, and it's the Crystal Ball. It is coming up next Saturday. It's on the 26th. It's at the Dominion House. It is from 7 to 11, and what this is, it benefits the art. So it's the Guthrie Escape who is putting this on, and it helps them do the Guthrie Escape Art, Wine, Music Festival every year. It is partially tax deductible, but it's formal. They're going to have a gourmet dinner with wine, dancing. The Algood Orchestra will be there. They will have an art auction, and it is formal attire. So this is the second year they've done it. Last year, I think it was really successful, and it's something that you can get all dressed up and go to and have a good time here in town. So.
And it's tax deductible for next year.
And it's tax deductible for next year.
For next year,
Yes,
so
yeah.
for this
So
year.
if
There's
you
a
go
light at the
every,
end
if
of
you
the
go every
tunnel.
year,
Huh?
if you start going every year, then it's deductible every year.
Every year.
Good
This year's
point,
taxes.
right?
You did well.
Thank you.
You did well.
That's
Z,
all
you
I
got
have
anything to say about that?
No, she got it.
You know, she's fine. Anything else? Not just two items?
Congratulations to all the firemen and firewomen
Oh,
who
wow,
Yeah.
yeah.
got promoted today.
Here,
I
here.
think that's awesome.
I was gonna leave that for Chuck, but
You'll say something about it anyway.
I'm sure.
Thank you, Mayor.
You bet, you bet. Doctor?
Okay, I just want to remind everybody about the Martin Luther King Parade coming up on Monday, January 21st. It's 10 a.m. at the Temple, and the parade goes all the way down to the fairgrounds, and they'll have a reception thereafter. So, and I just want to say thanks to the fire department again for all they do for our community. And it also reminds me of all the other city employees who serve our community so proudly. And really, without them, we'd be lost without their selfless service. So I think it's really important to think about how all these folks are out there. I mean, to tell you the truth, they could be making a lot more money elsewhere, but they're here because Guthrie's their home. And so, and they serve this community amazing, whether it's streets, whether it's public safety, they do a great job. So, thanks.
I agree with you 100%. The people that's all city employees could go somewhere else and make more money, but they choose to stay home. They choose to be part of this community, and what a gratitude we should all have for the things they do. You know, firefighters do some things in the cold. Nothing gets as cold as a house fire after you put it out, but nothing's as uncomfortable as being in a ditch with a broke water line to your knees trying to put a coupler on it. So we all carry our own sabers, and I'm just proud of all of them. They're, when it rains and it's pouring and they're out there keeping the drains open, that our streets drain, that's not firefighters, that's guys that come to work every day and work hard. So I'm very, very proud of them. I'd say more about the fire department, but you guys know it tears a hole in me, and I miss it really bad. So,
I'm
I agree with what everybody said. Chief, thank you. Let those young men know how much we appreciate them. Thank you. All right.
Number 7.
Yes, yeah, I always, I've got what I like to call a vice mayor. He knocks that out of the
I bet
park.
he does.
Item 7, please, Vice Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, I'd make a motion to consider convening to executive session pursuant to Authority Title 25 OS 2001, Section 307B4, for the purpose of discussing confidential communications between the City Council, its attorney concerning pending investigation, claim, or litigation regarding Logan County Rural Water District at this time.
Second?
Have a motion and a second. Cast your votes to go out for executive session.
Down here.
Mayor, all the votes are in.
Up top side. Let's go second floor.
Motion carries.
Ms. Phil's?
Hey, we'll be back in session at this time. There'll be no action at this time. We'll adjourn the meeting.
That's interesting.
Thank
Thank you.